Entitled Parents. Hi there, I'm Roux. Welcome to my video. Let's laugh at the expense of entitled parents with these stories. Now, let's get started. Birthday princess. Only my daughter can have a birthday. I work in a busy American restaurant, and during the Christmas period, we get very busy. Last year, I was given the duty of organizing the whole of the Christmas period with my line manager, so we were in charge of taking all of the bookings. Cue entitled mom.
Hi, I'd like to book a party for 20 people in 2 days' time at 5:30 p.m.
Oh, hi. We're very busy on this date, and so I can fit you in, but you will have to be on split tables as we have parties in all evening.
That's no good. Can you not just move them so we can sit?
No, we can't. The other bookings booked in advance, and so we have to prioritize them. Cue 10 minutes of this woman trying to convince me to move them. Finally, she realizes I am not budging and calms down.
Fine. It'll have to do for my angel's birthday. Will anyone else be celebrating their birthdays at the same time?
Probably. We're very popular for birthdays because of the singing and the cake we provide.
Can you make sure no one else gets the song until our daughter gets hers?
Me? Shocked. No, we won't not celebrate other people's birthdays because your daughter wants one. We can get her celebrated at the beginning of your meal, but I can't confirm anything.
That won't do! I need it to be a massive secret for my princess.
Well, we won't facilitate that. I have you booked in, but we won't be able to complete that request. You should be ashamed of yourself. Hangs up. I mean, how old is she? Is she like completely unaware that it's her birthday? We're just going to do this very special thing on this very non-special day. Like, what do you mean? Like, your birthday? There's no such thing.
Surprise! It's your birthday! You probably didn't know at all.
What? Next! Auntie Tonti. Aunt throws a hissy fit at Christmas. I wasn't there to witness this story, as I was not born yet. But it's a story about my aunt. So every year my family does a Christmas gift exchange where we draw names out of a hat and get a $20 gift for whoever we selected to open on Christmas Eve. So one year my uncle, my aunt, and their daughter / my cousin show up on Christmas Eve. This event is usually the only time most of the family gets to see cousin. So everybody immediately gets excited to see her and start to flood over to greet her. My aunt apparently took offense to this and threw a hissy fit because nobody got this excited when she walked in. She slams the door, storms down the stairs, and literally, I kid you not, throws herself on the street and starts kicking and screaming to the point where Uncle decides to just leave and drive her home. I've always felt bad for him for having to put up with her bullshit. I mean, he's the one who put his pee-pee in crazy. Get what you deserve if you do that. Next! Jelly Nelly. Entitled Sister-in-Law Can't Stand to see photos of my kids with their grandparents by the Ian L. Jedis. For context / background, my husband has 2 siblings. His brother, while lovely, is a bit out of touch with real life. He's too busy being very smart and very busy. His wife, well, she is just as out of touch but also incredibly entitled. She has had ongoing issues with my parents-in-law who live near them because apparently they're overbearing. While I can sort of see how it could be a bit intense having them so close, they don't help themselves by expecting my in-laws to do all childcare for them. Their kids are older now, but when they were really little, my mother-in-law looked after them full-time until they went to school, and since then still do most pickups from school and ferrying them to after-school activities. Early in mine and my husband's relationship, we and his parents agreed that, for the sake of peace, I would try to make sure sister-in-law always felt like I was her ally. That way, she wouldn't feel like it was us versus her. Most of the time, I really don't mind. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law also only have one car, so they often borrow my parents-in-law's. We also have a group chat for our family. This will be important later. The story. A few weeks before Christmas last year, my parents-in-law came to visit for a few days. We live about 4 hours from them. It was a last-minute decision, as my father-in-law was going overseas for work again and wanted to see our kids before he left. As they have got older, they are less and less help when they come, but I don't mind, as they really love my kids and keep them entertained. As is usual, my parents-in-law posted lots of photos to the group chat of them with our kids. A week or so later, my sister-in-law called me. This does happen often, so I initially thought something might be wrong with my parents-in-law. Nope. She was ringing to explain why she left our group chat. To be honest, I hadn't even noticed, but I didn't tell her that. She then went on to say it was because she just couldn't stand to see all the photos of my parents-in-law with my kids. Apparently, my parents-in-law were going to lend them their car for the weekend, but decided to come and see us instead. So my sister-in-law was pissed that they inconvenienced her. She went on saying how lucky we were, that they help us, and how she wishes they spent time with her kids like they do mine. At this point, she's damn lucky I couldn't reach down the phone and punch her. Her kids are both in high school this year. Only one of my 4 kids is even in school yet. I played it cool and sympathized with her for the sake of family harmony, but I was so pissed. Even my infuriatingly passive, understanding husband was furious. She has no freaking clue how good she has it. We have no family close by, and I literally cannot remember the last time hubby and I went out alone, let alone away together. They use my parents-in-law as their own personal nanny service and regularly expect them to feed their kids and ferry them here and there while they do whatever the hell they want. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law and kids are coming for the night tonight, and to be honest, I couldn't be less excited. But at least it's only one night. Edit. They arrived, and after thrusting a bag full of rubbish from their car at me to deal with, she proceeded to tell me that my beautiful new kitchen looks like a childcare center. She also keeps telling me I could totally run a family daycare here. Gee, thanks. It's not like I already have a career that I love. I feel like the sister-in-law legit would be like, oh my god, I wish we had the money to redo our kitchen so it looks like a childcare facility where I could run my own daycare and have my parents-in-law as free labor and make money. Yeah. Next. Hands off my baby! Kid goes absolutely nuts in store. Parents want free things because of it. This is not my story. It's my father's. I'll read it from his perspective, so I'm not saying, he said, 69,420 times. Cast, entitled mother, entitled father, and kid. So my dad used to work at a clothing store as a cashier. There would always be annoying kids and parents. But oh boy, was this the cherry on the already painful cake. So pretty much 2 parents and their hyper kid walks into the store, and the kid immediately breaks off from the 2 parents and starts to run around the store. It looks like just another, oh, great, kids gone nuts situation. Until I hear a large bang from the other side of the store. The kid was playing around in a spinning clothing rack, and it fell over on him. I get over there to help the kid up, and entitled mother and entitled father run over, screaming, "Stay away from my baby!" First off, your kid is stuck under a clothing rack, and I'm trying to lift this huge rack off of him. Secondly, I haven't laid a finger on your baby, because I'm on the other side, and I've only touched the clothing rack. Now, the parents are getting mad, and entitled father says, "Well, do we get something for the inconvenience, or?" I turn around and look at this guy and say, are you, word I can't say here, being serious? I tell them just to leave if they aren't ready to buy the items they want, because honestly, I'd had enough of this whole family. They're starting to walk to the door, and entitled mother turns around. I realize that she's stashed a whole bunch of clothing under her arm. I call her over to the desk, and she looks at me puzzled. Somehow she thought that she could take things without paying, and surprisingly, she just gave the clothing back without throwing a hissy fit. At the end of the day, that's 15 minutes of my life that I'll never get back. Kind of makes me think that they're like, go crazy in there, honey. Maybe we'll get free stuff from it. And it's probably worked before because they were so confident in just taking some shit and leaving. And that is sad. No one should let them get away with that. No. People should grow a backbone. Next. Do it for him. Entitled mom yelled at kids and demanded they do the project work for her son who didn't do it. Bonus, entitled mother versus Karen. This story happened to me when I was in middle school, so many years ago now. My school had a home eco class, and on that particular day, the project was to make a mosquito repellent disc from fresh lemongrass. I got put into a group with another girl and 2 to 3 boys. One of these boys is entitled kid. And that kid was a bully himself, and everyone knows his mom does his homework for him. Like, actually. The boys refused to do any work, so the other girl and I ended up doing all of it, ourselves. We finished creating the mixture. Now the shaped mixture had to dry in the sun, so we gave the boys the task of guarding them so they don't get stepped on while they dry on the field. That's easy enough. They can do that, right? So me and the other girl went to help some other groups. Turns out the boys decided to start playing soccer, and the plate with our repellent got smashed by something. I was mad, but I didn't say anything, and I knew the teacher saw me and the girl working while the boys played, so I didn't think much of it. Until the next day, when the entitled mother enters the picture. She came to the school during the lunch break to single me and the other girl out. I don't remember the exact wording, but the gist of what she said is this. You girls are looking pretty smug with yourself for someone who made it so my son couldn't hand in his work. You had so much free time that you'd be playing around with other groups without finishing your work. We were not playing, we were helping them? You have no business helping them when you have not finished your own project. You have no work ethics and you won't go far in life like this. Mark my words. I tried to explain that me and the other girl was basically the only ones who did the work, and his son was the one who failed his part. But I could hardly get a word in because she started going on a rant about how special her son is. Entitled mom essentially said that her son is going to get far in life, and people like me need to get out of his way and stop hindering him. Entitled mother also said she was going to make sure the teacher knew that the reason we didn't have anything to hand in was because of us and not her son. She told us that we need to go home and redo the project and hand it in to the teacher, and that we need to apologize to her son, or else she's going to go to the principal too. Now, what entitled mother didn't know is that my mom is a version of Karen herself. But she's way scarier than the meme Karen, as she survived at the top position in a field dominated by men in a conservative country as a single mom. If there was ever a picture of a boss-ass bitch, it was my mother. So I went home and told her what happened. The next morning, my mom went with me to class, but she stopped by the principal's office first and basically demanded him to follow her. We waited for entitled mom to come drop her entitled kid off while my mom filled him in on what's going on. When I pointed entitled mom out, my mom went in on her. My mom basically chewed her out, saying entitled mom has no right to scold other people's children when she's the one raising an irresponsible child who couldn't even be trusted to watch over a plate of paste. Entitled mom needs to pick on someone her own size. If she has an issue, go to the teacher, not the kids. Or entitled mother can come to her, and she'll gladly talk over her concerns. My mom said she'll let the homeroom teacher know to forward entitled mother her shit. Entitled mother was basically shell-shocked at the moment. I don't think she expected the kids she tried to bully into doing work for her son would tell their parents. Then my mom turned to the principal and made him promise to watch entitled mother around the kids, or he'll have to deal with her too. If you think this story ends here, nope. The entitled mother hated me for years after that, but she wouldn't dare talk to me directly. Once she made a show of asking every girl in class, there was only about 7 girls in my class, what kind of scarf colors would they like in front of me. She said she was learning how to knit. Lady got a lot of free time, it seems. Anyway, she made it a point to skip asking me in front of all of the girls. When she came back to give them the scarves, she did it in front of everyone and essentially singled me out as the only girl without a scarf. I'm still friends on social media with her son, and I can see him getting tagged on a weekly basis by his mom, where she would write paragraphs upon paragraphs about how special he is. It's a little weird. Yes, it is. What? That gives me so creepy vibes, like,
Norman, it's your mother. We should totally buy a hotel together. You're so special, Norman. My love.
That's it for this time. I hope you had a spectacular time. Finally, we got some more entitled parents. We haven't done it in a long time. We really should do it more often. Yes? Comment below if you agree with me. And do subscribe and show my channel some love and, share this video so other people see it too. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much to my wonderful patrons, Katbra, Magdalena Wurska, Cami, and Ellie. If anyone wants to be my patron too, there's links below.
Okay, see you later, alligator.